Welcome to our team Zoom. I'm so happy that you could all join us tonight, and I'm really excited tonight because we have one of our very own LifeVantage family distributors with us who is very faithful to show up here every Monday night, and she's a Pro 5 in LifeVantage. She's somebody that I have really come to appreciate. She has a great story, which we heard the last time that she was on here recently, so I'm not going to cover that again, but she and her husband both had just great results with our Pro Tandem that we all love, and it changed their lives, not just on the health aspect, but also on the business aspect, because Renee is really building a legacy business. She has a great team of people that she works with. And how many years have you been doing this now, Renee?
400.
400. Wow, no wonder you're such a professional.
I officially became a LifeVantage independent distributor in 2013.
2013, awesome. Well, welcome. Renee is involved right now, and she actually is being mentored by, I guess, a social media network marketer professional who's one of the best in the field. She's actually paying a lot of money to be trained by him, and she's learning a lot, and she's graciously sharing some tips with us. His name is Fraser Brooks. And so with that, Renee, I'm going to turn the time over to you to hear about this optimized customer experience program. Did I get that right?
I think that's right. Trying to figure out the best name for it. I love it. Optimized New Customer Experience, ONCE. Once a customer, always a customer. I don't know.
That sounds good. I like that.
I do know that our company does, and you guys know, a fantastic job of helping a new distributor come on board. We have launch guide, we have the ITT, we have your information tool, and then to the team. So many things. We can ATM somebody, we can add them to a group, tag them and message them. Lots of things to bring about the new distributor experience and make that onboarding smoothly so that someone can, if they choose, jump out of the gates running as a new distributor. And then we hear about customers. Well, what do we know about our LifeVantage customers? We know that they make up nearly 80% of our revenue base, yours, mine, this company's. So there needs to be, I felt, and learning this from Fraser, a way to help our new customers. I've had to kind of tweak it, especially for LifeVantage. So a way to help customers create an experience where they want to continue buying and they want to continue using the products. Now, ours is based on the premise of it takes 21 days to create a habit. That is well documented. Sometimes it's hard to know after someone becomes a customer, when do you call them back? What do you say? How's it going? You know, we have lots of great scripts for distributors or someone that wants to become a distributor, things we can say. But what do we actually do as far as an onboarding and optimizing the experience for a new customer? I'm going to go through about 1,700 pages in about 15 minutes. So hang on tight. I've done a little PowerPoint to help make this a little easier for us. Give me a second to pull it up. And I will just locate it. There we go. All right, let's see if we can pull this together. And you can see, it says wedding. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to begin and maintain an optimized new customer experience. So let's talk about week one. Someone is ordered. This is the first week. We're going to assume this is the 5th of the month. That's what 5th stands for there. So what we're going to do with our new customer at the time they order, and you may not know if someone orders on their own, you're going to see something either on the app or an email, hey, you got a new customer. But what we want to do right out of the gate is establish their why and set expectations. And you're like, wait a minute, don't we already know why a customer might want to take this? It will surprise you that if a customer has done some of their own research, there may be something lodged in the back of their brain that they're wanting this to do, and they haven't told you. And it's important to get that out in the open, because if there's a thing that they want this to do, and you don't know about that thing and you can't address it, and they're expecting to get better in a week, and they take Protandim for a week and nothing happens, then no matter what Protandim is doing in their body, in their mind, it didn't work. So we're going to establish why they want to take it, set some expectations of what to, like we always do. We don't cure, treat, heal, mitigate. We have a switch that gets flipped in their body, right? You're going to discuss the arrival date. And then you're going to say, you know what, there's actually an email that since you've ordered, you've got an email that says, hey, congratulations on your order, and a way to track your product or products right from that email. Let them go there and look. And then you're going to say to them, hey, we'll give you a buzz in about a week. In fact, today is Monday. It's a little after 8. Is this a good time typically to kind of reach you? Okay, good, good. All right. So next Monday about the same time, we'll give you a call just to make sure everything arrived, and then talk to you about maybe some best practices for taking it. All right. You know what? Congratulations on starting this journey. So that's week 1. So 7 days later, we're going to call them. They're expecting our call, right? They know that we're going to call. So you're going to check first off on the order arrival. Make sure that it's in their hands. If it's not, let's go back to that email, track, and see if it's close. Because sometimes in this crazy environment, I have found that while things look like they've been delivered, it says delivered, the person says it never arrived at my house. For the shipping services, I understand it's a lot like right after Black Friday, only that's been going on now for months. So it can be a little difficult to get things delivered. I had something delivered in 3 days, and you should see the package. It's in a shambles. It is crazy how terrible the packaging looks. So make sure that it arrived. If it didn't, let's check and see where it is in the process. And did you know if it hasn't arrived in a number of days, 10 days from the day that it says it arrived, if it's not there, you can place a call to customer service and they'll just resend it. The next very important question, so they've gotten it, they've had it. Were you able to begin taking your products right away, or have you been taking your products every day since they arrived? Remember, this is a 21-day journey, right? So we want to know that they've started the journey. So then talk about maybe some best ways to take. You know, sometimes it's recommended to take Protandim in the morning with a good protein. We recommend that if you have the Tri-Synergizer, just open that guy and take all of that at one time. And you know what? We're going to talk next week when we get back together. Sometimes people notice a little detox, probably not in the first 2 or 3 days, but I'm going to give you a call next week. Just make sure that you're adjusting well. Is that okay? About the same time? They're expecting my call week 3. So now the customer is 2 weeks in. Have you been able to take the products every day? Discuss that. See if they're noticing any detox. See if they're noticing it. Be careful during this time to really dig in. This is a very important week to dig into the customer and what they're feeling. Get into their mindset. Are they taking this every day? And then just say, have you thought about someone that might need to know about this stuff? So you're actually looking for referrals in a soft, gentle way. I'm going to check back next week with you, see how it's going. And you know what? There's something special I want to share with you next week. So is this a good time? Okay. All right. So next week, same time, same place. All right. This could be going on through chat. This could be going on through Messenger video. I like a phone call or a video, a live response so I can see their face in some way. But just let them know. Next week, we're going to get together again. So now we've gone from the 19th to the 25th. This is then they're into their third week of taking the products. The magic question, were you able to take the products every day? So you're going to address last week's concerns and questions that they had, kind of address those so that they know that you care and they know it's on your mind. So you're going to be tracking this. And then you're going to ask, have there been any new concerns or any new blessings since we last talked? And hey, is there anybody you've thought about that might need to know about it? Oh, and that thing I wanted to tell you about. Now, this is where all of that information the customer's been giving you all this time plays in. You know, last week you were telling me that even before you started taking these products, you were noticing some unease in your stomach. You were talking about, you know, your digestive tract, and you even talked about having a little fog in your brain. You know, those might be related. There's some research on that, and I couldn't help but tell you about something called our probio and our prebiotic. This is a time to introduce the thing that you promoted last week. Hey, there's something I want to tell you about. This is it. This, however, is not the time to try to get an order. What? Mm-mm. You as a loving friend are just going to introduce this new product and let them do the same kind of research over the next week that they've done on the products they're currently taking. Because again, you want this to be their idea. You can send them a link. Would it be okay if I could get you some information on probiotic, if I could get you a link to what is in it and what makes it so wonderful, why I'm such a fan of it, why I put it in my body every day. If I could get a link, would you want me to send it to you? Use the if I, would you? And then always take it back. If not, no problem. I just thought I'd ask. All right. So now we're 3 weeks in, the 25th. So now we're moving actually into, in this case, a new month. So now come over here. We're 4 weeks in. What is the question that gets asked? Were you able to take the products every day? This is the time, after you've had that conversation, to inquire about the product that you introduced last week, the information that you sent them, and then remind the customer about their subscription that's coming due this week. Because the last thing we want is for that to be a surprise for someone. Go ahead and remind them. And ask if they'd like to add this new thing you've been talking about to their subscription order. If you have not yet, now is a great time to introduce them to what I'm referring to as the personal order center. We call it the back office. They, as a customer, really don't need to even know that term. So this is their personal order center where they can go in and order straight from the company themselves. They've already been doing that with their first order. They ordered straight from the company. Now they can bypass me and order and change straight from the, now I'm always going to be here, but it gives that person a feeling of control. Some people want this right out of the gate. They want to make their first order or get introduced to this right after their first order. And for others, it's going to be a little overwhelming right at first. But they've become accustomed to the products, and now I'm going to introduce them to their personal order center. Now, that's week 5 on the 2nd. Week 5 on the 5th is when their next order is going to hit, right? It's going to come out. So I'm going to use, I've moved my phone, but I'm going to look on my app, and I'm going to make sure that there were no orders that didn't go through on the 5th, including theirs. And if there was something that happened, if it wasn't placed correctly or there's an issue, I can address it right then. Okay. So what happens after that? We're a month in. They've been taking Protandim now for over 21 days. They're into their 4th week of taking it. So what happens after that? My customers then become part of an ongoing monthly touch. Each month, I reach out to my personally enrolled customers, the customers that I've enrolled, and then any customers that I may be responsible for. In other words, if there's a customer that's been consistently buying month in and month out forever, but the person that introduced this to them may not be even building LifeVantage anymore, that becomes a personal responsibility customer to me. So I'm going to make sure those people are included. And each month I'm going to reach out to them. And how do I do that? If you look at the last part there, monthly, I'm going to do one of four things. One month, I may send a group email. Now, I don't send an email with all of their names or everybody can see the name. There's a way to create an email where it only looks like it goes to one person, but it goes to many. And those emails are in their customer information. The next month, I may do the same thing in Messenger or as a text. And I'm not going to use that text time to ask them about their products. I'm going to use that text to say, hey, friend, you crossed my mind today. How are you doing? Just to continue the relationship. Now, I promise if something is up with their order or taking Protandem or any of our products, they'll let me know. I'm just going to reach out as a friend to continue a relationship. Once every 4 months, I'm going to send a written note. And again, this is not a note about their order. It's not a note about LifeVantage. It's a note about them. And it's a card that it may be a little postcard, it may be a written piece, but once every 4 months, so 3 times a year, those folks that I'm personally responsible for, I'm going to touch them. I like to have it come into the circle where, into the year, where I can hit July 4th, I can hit Thanksgiving, you see what I'm saying, at a time when it's and even not, but just get a card in the mail. How often do you get a card from a friend in the mail anymore, right? So then one time every 4 months, I'm going to actually pick up the phone and hear their voice. Or that might be a messenger video or a Zoom, but I'm going to hear their voice at least at least 3 times a year. Now that is the optimized new customer experience. Did y'all get all of that? In fact, if you want, there's the first 4 weeks kind of at a glance. If you would like to maybe take a screenshot. And anything there? Okay. And then the last 4 weeks or last 4 parts, looks like that.
Sorry, Renee, can you go back, please, one time? Thank you so much.
Right there? Okay.
And then the last slide one more time, because I just missed it.
Julie, I got the screenshots. I'll post them.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you got it? Everybody, good? Good, good. I'm going to stop sharing in 3, 2, 1. All right, so that is very briefly the new customer, the optimized new customer experience. And any questions, any feedback that you guys might have?
I love it. I think it's awesome, and I think it's great just to have a program that will help us all to be consistent with our customers.
Yeah.
You know, it really is important, you know, to see people's health turn around, and also, just like you said, 80% of LifeVantage is customers. So yeah, I really appreciate all the information you shared, Renee, and I thought it was very well done and very helpful.
I hope so.
I do. Someone does have a question. If you are willing to share your PowerPoint slides.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. How do you want me to share them?
Well, do you want to email them to me? I guess you could also post them. I don't know. If you want to email them to me, I can email them to whoever asks me, or if,
You could print them as a PDF. Print the slides as a PDF, and then that's easy to share, easier than a PowerPoint slide stack and smaller.
Okay.
You know how to do that?
I think I did. Yeah, I can save them as a PDF.
I mean, I pulled the screenshots, and I think the screenshots of the last two, you know, the two consolidated pages are the meat and potatoes of it. And as soon as you post this video, I'll put it in the comments for that.
Okay, well, that's what we'll do. I'll send it to you, Jerry,
Well, I mean,
or just
the
send it.
PDF.
Yeah, where do you want me to?
Well, when Julie posts the recording, then in the comments, add that PDF file, and I'll add the screenshots,
Okay.
and so they'll be all together. Mark's
Yeah,
got something.
you can actually upload those as a file, Renee.
Would that be better?
On the team? Well, both. I mean, I don't think it'll hurt anything if we do both. Add
Okay.
a link in the comments, and then you could actually directly add that file, upload the file,
Okay.
the team page as well. And while I'm unmuted, I thought I would just affirm this information. You know, some people that are brand new might think that this is something other than what our training, especially those that are working on specifically on distributor presentations or opportunity presentations. I just want to clarify. It's still a perennial question that we get. People say, "Well, Mark, do you talk about the product, or do you talk about the business? What do you say to people? What do you share? Which presentation do you use?" And that, to me, I just want to affirm this information that Renee has shared. If you have somebody that's interested in the product, they need to know that you care about them, and that's why you're sharing this information. I think Renee, it's so well balanced what you've presented, and I think this is a system, a customer retention system, a customer onboarding system. It's the whole customer experience. I think that, you know, a lot of us wish we had in the beginning. And I will just commend, if you're able to do this, if you have the time and the compassion for people to do this well, they will join you. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, maybe not next year. But if you walk this journey with people and then they have a life transformation physically or mentally or emotionally through your compassion and your engagement with them and commitment to them, they will feel that. That is a rare thing in this world. And I think this process is highly conducive to conveying that message that, hey, I'm sharing this with you because I care about you. So don't be misled, or don't be confused that you're hearing something other than what's being taught, perhaps in building depth or some of the other systems, opportunity systems. For somebody who wants to see a side hustle, wants to earn some extra income, this may not be the best way to do that. You may want to go straight to a tear-off presentation, say, here's what I found. I found a way to create a residual income on the side. But if you have someone who's physically or emotionally or mentally challenged and their need is immediate physically, don't assume that they want to spend a lot of time on the business presentation. I think this is excellent, Renee. All that as an endorsement and encouragement. Thank you so much for sharing that.
My pleasure, Mark. Thank you. Any other questions about it before we get done? In the chat?
Renee, what do you share when you write somebody a card? You just, what would you say in a card to somebody? You said you send cards out.
Let me grab a box. Hang on.
Okay.
Funny you should ask.
This is my whole customer monthly system as far as those customers, and those just once every 4 months. This is for customers. I will just send something that says thank you, or something that's just really cute that says hello. As long as it's handwritten or appears to be handwritten. I also sometimes use a company called Handwritten, but just a little note, it's completely blank, that says, hey friend, I was thinking about you. I want you to know how much I care. And you were in my heart, and I wanted to send you a note. It's that simple. It doesn't have to be, it's not a long drawn out. It's 1 or 2 sentences. Love Renee. Talk with you soon. Even if they're in the same town, even if they're on the same street, people like to get something in the mail that's not a bill or an ad for something. It's handwritten to them. That's all. And these are just some of, I try to pick things up. I will look at Walgreens and places and check the on sale racks, the clearance racks for these.
Yeah.
All the time.
Great.
And pick up 10 for $1 sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Okay. Any other questions tonight? All right. Well, we sure appreciate it, Renee. That was great information. So thank you so much. I just want to remind, did you have a question, Lisa?
No, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you, Renee. It was very helpful information. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Just want to share a couple things. One is every Tuesday night is our Taking Control Opportunity presentation. That's at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and that is a great way to expose to our friends and prospects what we have in LifeVantage. That's going to be covering the new LifeVantage PowerPoint. If you haven't seen the new LifeVantage PowerPoint, you can find that in your monthly playbook that's on your website. And if you can't find it, there's this great little search bar where you can search and just type in monthly playbook and it'll take you right to it. There's a lot of information there. The launch guide is in there. You know, all kinds of resources. It's terrific. They have the Success Mastery recordings also in there and a lot of social media assets. So that's great. And then also on Saturday, every Saturday at noon Eastern, they have the Success Mastery. They have been terrific trainings and they've gotten them down to where they're an hour or under an hour. And so I would encourage everyone to get on there. And right now they're really gearing it to new distributors. So get your new people on there. And it's just, you know, like I said, just an hour or less every Saturday, unless there's a holiday. So Mark, did you have anything else you wanted to share?
Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out and a plug for the big Power Surge event that's coming up Friday and Saturday. This is like a mini LifeVantage event. Instead of everybody trooping out to St. George, Utah this month, we are doing an online event. Some of you were able to participate the last time we did this, and it was awesome. There are 35 elite distributors that will be sharing different parts of how we do this business. And it's not theory. These are all elite distributors who have built multi-million-dollar organizations, some multi-million-dollar organizations. Mark Shinsato will be on, Marcel Niederhauser will be on, Blue Elam will be on. About a third of the elite distributors in LifeVantage will be representing this Friday and Saturday, as well as Darren Jensen, Justin Rose, Dr. Brian Dixon. There is a $25 registration fee, but that covers about 9 hours of content that is it's designed to blow your socks off and make a difference to help people get traction. We'll work on mindset, best practices and tips, principles and behaviors, and I just think it's awesome, obviously. So for details, you can go to the Team Lifetree distributor page. The Eventbrite link to register is on that post that I put on Refresh this morning, and as well as the Building Depth Facebook group. So thank you, Julie, for that.
Absolutely, Mark. And I was a part of that the last time and it was phenomenal. I encourage everyone also to join that. And it's amazing. You can get all that training for $25. That's incredible. So yeah, I encourage people to join that too. And then of course there's convention. If you have not yet registered for convention, October 23rd and 24th. And if you have something going on that weekend, you have a whole month to actually watch that. So don't want to miss that. That's going to be fabulous. So I think that's everything. Renee, thanks again. It was awesome. We appreciate you so much. And thank you everyone for joining us here tonight. And we'll see you again next week. So God bless you all. We love and appreciate you.
Thanks.
Bye, Krista.
See ya. Love ya.
Love you.